Hey everyone, it's Susan Winter here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I appreciate all of your support, YouTube subscribers and my YouTube family membership people. Thank you so much. You always keep me inspired, and I love reading your video requests, and I have one today. All right, dating a player. Yep. I know there are 1,000 excuses for what you think is going on and how you hope that maybe something is going to be different in the future. So today I'm going to answer a question from Karolina, who wonders what I'm sure many of us have wondered in the past. Does my player actually care for me at all? Is it ever going to change? Am I special? Even just a little bit? So Karolina, I thank you for this question, and here goes. Karolina writes, if you're in a back and forth relationship, mostly because they leave unexpectedly, probably a player with a few other women that they're dating, does it mean that they always come back because they miss you and you're unforgettable and different than the others? Or does it mean they only boost your ego, or that you only boost their ego? I think that's what she means by that. Is there a chance it will ultimately change into a stable relationship given some patience, or an ultimatum? Okay, Carolina, sorry. That is the hope. That is the dream. That is not going to be the reality. Okay, question number one. Do they care for you at all? Are you special in any way? If they're a player, they are committed to having no one be special. That is part of the player's protection. It's a dalliance with minimal risk, because if you keep enough people going in play, there is no opportunity to make anybody special. And while it appears that the player has absolutely no feelings for anyone, that has been cultivated. It either doesn't exist because they're a complete narcissist and they're a player, or it existed at one point and they have learned to compartmentalize and shut that business down because they do not want to experience that connection for themselves. They're not ready. They're having too much fun. It gets in the way. Or worse yet, they don't want to deal with the aftermath of somebody's emotional reaction, like, oh, I don't do relationships. It's too much responsibility. Meaning, I like the dessert, don't want to have my vegetables. That's what it means. I want the good stuff. I don't want all the other. I want to cherry pick the very best you have to offer. So when you say to yourself, that, do they come back because they miss you? You're unforgettable and you're different than the others. Unfortunately, though you are, as an individual, unique and different from everyone else, they may have a preference for, if there are 3 or 4 of you, and maybe they like you better, so they see you more often than they do the others who require less maintenance. But nobody is really that special. I'm sorry. It's just, if you were that special, they would make time for you. And this is the illusion that many of us want to fall into. Doesn't matter whether we're straight, gay, it doesn't matter how we identify. It doesn't matter who our player is. If they really care for you, they will make time for you. And if they really are in love with you and you're really special, they may try to override their feelings by washing themselves with the energy of others and getting involved with them and hoping that they get a distraction, but they're always going to come back to the place where they are more interested in you. That's not happening with a player. Okay, that's a real person would do that. A player does not. And your second question is it to boost their ego? All of the people in the stable boost their ego. But more than that, a player is weak. I know they appear super strong, but most players are actually terrified to be controlled, terrified to be controlled by love. This is why they learn the games, learn the lies, learn the tricks, learn the love bombing, learn all those things, because they're playing a character, okay? And they do self-modulate as far as how much they will allow themselves to feel, okay? Is there a chance that ultimately this will change into a stable relationship given some patience or an ultimatum? Ultimatum? No, not going to work. Doesn't work. You're not the first. Just think of this. If a person has had tons of people that they do this to, you don't think somebody's put their foot down? They'll just move on to somebody else. Given some patience. How many years do you have? I'm really sorry, Karolina. So the players that I dated, some 20 plus years ago, maybe 20 years ago, well, 15 years ago. I don't do that anymore. I did it for research. Some of them have gotten married. They were much younger at the time, and so now they're like in their 40s maybe, and they've gotten married and have kids. But I do know one that I'm very close to said, I have to stay away from New York City. He's got a home in the country, kind of keep himself away from temptation. Loves his wife, 2 kids, loves his life, loves his wife, everything, but knows how he's built. So he has to, kind of put self-imposed barriers around him. Can they? If you catch them at the very end of their game, 50s, late 40s, when they get tired, all their friends are partnered, everybody has families, and there's still that lonely person at the bar looking to meet somebody to take their mind off their emptiness. Yeah, but what do you have at the end? You have a person that you have waited for, paid so dearly in your emotional coinage, right? And you find this person, and what do you discover? They have no skill set for a relationship. When you have a problem, they don't know how to work through it. They bailed before the problem ever, came to their doorstep. They're like, nope, don't like this part. I'll see you a month from now to teach you not to complain, to punish you, right? They don't know how to compromise, and they don't know how to sacrifice because they've never done that. Everything has been according to what they want, when they want it, cherry picking the very best of the situations, eliminating everything that is difficult. That is an uphill battle with 100-pound weight on your back. Do you want that? So, Karolina, gotta ask you, out of all the people in the world, and everybody else that this might apply to that's listening, out of all the people in the world, this one, really? This one. You want them because they don't want you enough. You want them because they're a challenge. Some part of you, oh, I'm spiritual, I'm not like that, I'm very deep. Yeah, some part of you wants to win. You want to win this one because somehow they seem like the wild horse that you are desperate to capture. But think it through. What are you going to get? Really? You finally capture this thing, if you can, some 20 years from now. You could have had loving, committed relationships with not just one, but a series of partners if you'd preferred. So when you start with all of this, I would prefer everybody to see it the way it is. I think I did a video on how to survive dating a player. And it was basically talking about they are what they are. You're not going to change that. And even if they are domesticated later on, they're still a little wild around the edges. So remember the first rule of dating: do something good for yourself. Do something where you give yourself a chance to win at love, because this stuff is so hard to weather. And if you go through enough of this, what I worry about is I see the long-term effects that it has upon people. where their self-esteem goes down and down, and they ask for less and less and less because they're so accustomed to getting less and less. And worse yet, in a player dynamic, you get programmed and trained to be compliant and to not complain, because the minute you complain about not seeing them, they didn't pay attention to you, they broke a date, they didn't come when they said they would, they came 5 hours late and left early. The minute you start complaining, they distance. Okay, so you keep getting less and less. The point of love is to find your healthy, happy bookend and have that work for you so that you can actually enjoy what it's like to have somebody see you and value you. This is what we want in a healthy relationship. Thank you, Karolina, for this. I know you speak for many that are rifling through YouTube videos today. So thank you so much. And to all of you dating players, really just sit down and say, why? Out of all the people in the world, why this one? Okay. Susan Winter for susanwinter.net. If you want to work with me, go to the consultation page. If you'd like to read one of my books, they're all linked there. If you can see the shop page. Oh, and I've got a merch page I'm really excited about. Many of the quotes and the philosophy that I go by that you hear here, it's in the shop page. We have new products all the time. And thank you very much. And if you have a video request for me, let me know. Right at susanwinter.net, go to the contact page below Lauren, below the agent. It goes Q&A video request, and maybe I'll read yours. Thank you, everyone. And don't forget the live show on Thursdays. See you soon.